Aji ngathor Good Friday fasting program li razang kahain thum psychorally. I want to wish you all a very blessed Good Friday. The katong ali wishangaye laka kakhaneli ori oja pastor laka hiwi church kathana. And then members Hirazang Kahain Tum Psychorally la. Once again, thank you so much for this opportunity. Ili hi opportunity sampang kangsa kwang aning siye. But matay makeup ta I give thanks, glory and honor to God. Revali kjung aning siye. Ili hi atam sampang kanga sakwang. Laka achi hi kachang khat klanoshi kadar paning saye ihi. In master kamatamilla, I got the opportunity at the presalo da kajatamli you Tangkhul jinga naflungaida. I just stop it. Kaji, of course I regret it. Cause this time tada accepts house the sakhaine. But then kashepain dangdava Tangkhul to in the matukai sagai. Ka you Tangkhul to come to here punchline malimene. Chika in express hangaji kachungkama shungramene like a Kashi like in the moment the Lamtadamum to Timine. Not I can speak, of course, in the pulpit like this, I am still struggling. Jane here in please say forgive Samuel the Jane, first hangaye, Sehasase. Sargamalim Simbi by shore, Napotagachari, Hospinia, Hosigmatam, Asanabi Hakna, Nahaki Wahingang, and by the Mak the same Southern lady. Ishore Naki Sarga Gigan body loshing the happy heraga. Naki wire the chumna sing Nangangbang and Nabita Makta and what the Mating Pang Biu Hydana. Pumna Masi. Ingam Tangomban as Regis Christa Yamidinizabani, Sakatan Lakapiu. Amen. Achingator Ili Kami topiki the agony of Jesus at Gethsemane. Lagahi we Taxi in Luke chapter 22 verses 41 and 42 wena kapanghere like verse 44 pali I want to focus more yang kaji in English to in pamiao kai Luke chapter the Gospel of Luke chapter 22 verses 41 to 44. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast and knelt down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling to the ground. Verse 44, he focused on. And then I have Tangkhul to in the translate side lay in a Jishui kakhanang kachot shikafu Gethsemane yamkuili. So he narrative, patient narrative Jishu Gethsemane we narrative he the Gospel Matthew Mark le like for this morning in our look when a quick haine. Hili what we can question is Jishu Christa he kiwang Gethsemane garden li chiaka ukhanangao kray yang why was Jesus so much in pain, so much in agony? Jesus Christ kiwang chiaka shifo how kray the chida the questions are ga hopok ngai are context ithum yang room say last Sunday li ishiwi speaker na Jesus triumphal entry to Jerusalem city we kharjanji ithum li share saire ka. Following that, Ariva Jishu Christa he Jerusalem city li enters sa kahai withili awi saran saye he awi activities sa kupserai laga jiwi last evening yang jiwi evening Jishu Christa and his disciples being atumi the last evening meal ngazin wi sat sangrumai ka ji last sat sa khungrum ji English doing the last supper da hangay yang ka isin na ji Lord supper na aji hada miyon ne ta ji Jesus Christ and our disciple being last meal evening we phagza ko bai laga ashiji they went to Kapung Mount Olives the Kapungak lay chiwi Mount Olives Kapung we azing jili Gethsemane yamkui lay jena chiwi yamkui jili disciple most of the time disciple being jili ngaya jili rest ay hada yang pie they take time there to sleep yang jena chiwi upon jili Jesus and his disciple, they also go to Gethsemane garden li wala ka kai khanava chili they take grace ngaya chili piye ka kai khanava se hasaye. So on this very particular night Jesus Christ na awi disciple Peter, James and John ashikatumliva nashikatumralo se hasa sangrum seda ana ashikatumli Gethsemane garden although they were all together ana ashikatumli holaga they se hasa vai Jesus Christ na atumli hosaye ko hojili Jesus Christ we awi English we na hangka my soul is very sorrowful even to death maitei tui na hangka thawai waman bagi shibagum bagi phibam tare yang Tangkhul ina mak I cannot express chitha Jesus Christ he knows what is going to happen akam gi shokra he theyau da ahi okhnang nai da ahi seha darka sai da our disciple ko thumi nashi ko thumla iwang seha samilo ili watch samilo ili protect prayer support darka ka sa tam ne Jesus Christ iwang chi hang laga Jesus Christ he kateno he went a little further yang laga chili ahi seha sa laga as he was praying ahi okhnang he was praying ka seha sa la ahi still awi his soul Jesus Christ we soul was disturbed troubled yang akamiki shokra he tong paning laga he was so troubled chaina ana luida kathumshik ana Peter James John de raye khara tamli ashik tumtum pisai yang we all know that narrative pisai da ana he Jesus Christ na disciple kathumli lahange natum seha salo so that he with trials yang he went natum ra kan khui kawai natum seha salo da ana encourage sai to tell Jesus Christ he needed a human support seha support darka sawe ka since he did not receive that he Gethsemane he went to the same place laga chili khokti laga he okna akina seha seha gasa tam chili ana his prayer was that he will whatever is going to befall awili shoki kachi he he is divine but he is also human mikumo sahida okhanangai da he we burden he kushok me paidala dara ana vrivra le ana seha sai but thasarla whatever is it vrivra winning na viral no da chada seha sai jaina ari Jesus Christ shikafu okakhanang he Greek tamaina agony jang the agony of Jesus agony kachi tui here kre Greek Roman worlds atam liver kachi katha context season kre chika ari Greco-Roman world liver they have this amphitheater yang itum stadium thada like they have different kinds of games sports kachung khlai jiri athletes being yang runners or chariots like a wrestler gladiators being kachung khlai kachi context jili participate sai gi athletes being ji before the game begins atumi they have this physical anxiety, emotional anxiety, like so many things going on with them. Yang, as they are preparing to run, they are stressed. Like as they are running or as they are fighting, it's physical activities. It's like after the game ko phai sarala still chopaba mejida because of that heavy exercise that activities yang chada he with them agony he mostly it is used in such a context ka he live Jesus Christ he games khangyar manim ne akhala ka sala manim ne yang but what he was going through our anxiety Jesus Christ we say we have anxiety we have emotional stability we also experience that so similarly Jesus Christ he was experiencing in Gethsemane garden yamkuijili emotional trauma yang physical spiritual cholakina lei sai kiji hangai jine and I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ he Greco-Roman world we atamli ok thui sahaida ju atamli va death by crucifixion yang crucifixly khok thang laga yang kathi hi chuwi katha da sakri kathi Jesus Christ is very much well aware kajibaji speaker khadina va hangaure kaji atamli crucified sari kachi mi being he they are severely beaten up yang zaksh akina shaumyawe shau laga after that ashi long time yang ashi long time still they have to ashi long time man athang ka shawi ka chot chi along with that cross the thing like they have to go till crucifixion we apam jili varga thumri crucified sagi jine. So in a way higda crucifixion here it's a very humiliating experience akhanewo. So Jesus Christ as a human mikumo akhla sa saida he know what is going to happen tomorrow following day. Jaina jigtha lag tonga phaning laga hi extreme cholak agony tangkhul dina hanga uka khanang chaka shift chika fu ji experience haye yang jaina Jesus Christ hi agony yang waman bagi mai din hanga Jesus Christ se waman bagi tabum lapang khangdre haibadi mai gi experience English twin hanga unspeakable suffering hange twi in a chance malay he was undergoing so much pain jena Jesus Christ he naida awi sehak sa adam jili awi shannon re kya ka shock de itma tek sambange awi shannon re he kya ka shock re jiga long tai je yang shannon re he long tai the scholars being points khani they have two different school of thought yang kai khana ka hang pa Jesus Christ ek changkat shannon re je asin long ta manim nai but it's a metaphor ngavadla jika sehak sa shannon re marna tai the we use this metaphor. We also use this metaphor. Sudden ramana taiga ashi longata tha kho no we sudden like that right. Jaina jitha the metaphor ji shizene. La kai khana khang ba Jesus Christ na Gethsemane garden li sudden ashi longata hi kachangkat ashi longata ni da hangi. Kiwang jiga scholars kai khana khang ba mikumo hi under extreme emotional stress khale atamli itumi small blood vessel hi ashi longta khawai blood vessel hi sometimes explodes how we je. So since the nerve ji explodes hai the ashi longta gi gaji normal course ma wara itumi body ri spread out sa laga itumi sweat gland yang sweat keba humang wi gland jiri mix sa laga blood blood in a shock da hangi. So whatever is it in a khang ngai ba ashina shock sar bai ma shock sar bai whatever is it but in the focus ha ngai ba the severity of his pain Jesus Christ he changkat severe salakaina ahi cholakaina pam sai ke ji in a ji hang sengai ari Gethsemane we narrative we can learn so many lessons from this Gethsemane narrative ka iwang from this narrative we can learn two very important things. First pahina gender expectation ji challenge sai Jesus Christ na ari Gethsemane li Jesus Christ oka khanang emotional distress yang pura vulnerable salakaina chaplaga khokti laga hiwi expression hiwi image by here khare we ancient times readers being yang Bible's commentators being or khare Jewish readers or early readers Bible readers being na he accept mas hangai mane even Jesus Christ Greco-Roman world atam jilila he accept mas hangai mane kiwang khri jiga Jesus Christ and our pathos English in hanga jiwi that extreme emotional express kasaji ari jiwi Greco-Roman world or Jewish society jiwi atamui mi bingina Jesus Christ we masculinity he questions hai Jesus Christ he mena akasa laga chaka emotional express hapaila yang mena akasa laga chaka chapaila chaka express hapaila the our masculinity he questions hai yang kiwang jika Jesus Christ jiwi Greco-Roman world liver heroic death he important sana ye hero shoklakina kathi he they consider that as a noble death yeah he with tradition lay noble had the ngam kalak I don't know ngam kalak in kathi jaw se yeah chada to interpret say kathi ta he if it is a leader yeah leader being crucified as harla they consider that as a very noble act yeah ka Jesus Christ he total opposite theoretic jadamri our emotional express kasaji our disciples being leader iwang sa samelo he himself is a leader Jesus Christ he leader akhane jidra but as a leader he was very humble our emotional insecurity je our disciple being chithai laga iwang sa samelo ukhnang nai re to the point of death thigi chaire ukhnang je iwang sa samelo the he expression kata he khare ka chang with Jewish reader or early church readers being they find it very controversial. He accepts haigji athumang sakla kayang ka inava this to me is very important. Jesus Christ he mayor now ne he was a leader yang kathana ne kai kanaba he revolutionary leader la hange and he charismatic magun lay na ye because I will come to that later. Magun yam lay ba leader akasa saye. And as a leader, and jiwe atam Greco-Roman world jili chinaw na hitara menaw na hitara there are so many structure. Yeah, Greco-Roman world it's extremely hierarchical system. Aina lay saye pyramid mo ngay na yang jika God, Father, wife, children, animal, the Jewi, even today, even in modern context, they still influence it to a hierarchical structure. Yeah, because Jesus Christ he challenged it. Yeah, in Jesus Christ way na it was very encouraging to see that Jesus Christ hila as a man, he our emotion freely expressed. I think it's very relatable because Ari 2022. Now 2022 and 21. Okay, coming to 2022 census, India, just only India. India mangli suicide case keng adamli shinaw hina 48,000 female death due to suicide. Ka mayor now pa hina 122,000. Can you see the graph difference? Laga 2021 adam liver suicide case again mayor now na 1 lakh jo adam 1 lakh suicide case 2021 pajiva mostly shimpan kahai mer now ping yang jaina India li mer now kiwan chak suicide case le krejika because of professional problems yang abuse, violence, family problem, financial struggle hi kachung khale yejidra ka since they are told not to express masalo society expectation va men on express how we judge yang chithai the express masaram the many men also kido suicide saye to me ari context yang kajina what I feel is Jesus Christ and our vulnerability kathai I think it's very relatable the hangai laka kakhani paliva from Gethsemane garden we can see the humanness of Jesus Christ hi kachang khat mi kummo ne kachi Gethsemane garden and thai I don't know. I was telling my mom yesterday, Mommy, like, can you believe Jesus Christ? He is divine. Jesus Christ, he divine nature. This stands in a high age. But I was reminding my mom that Jesus Christ, he really existed at one point of time. It's mikumo history. We are all part of the history now. Mikumo history. Jesus Christ was alive. He existed at one point of time. Because sometimes because we connect Jesus Christ with his divine nature. Yeah. Because Jesus Christ is also 100% divine, 100% mikumo nature. So as a mikumo, Gethsemane garden an expression we express it is valid. Mikumo how will I be experiencing today? Yeah. I'm going to experience. I will not be able to eat. I will not be able to sleep. My mind will be so disturbed. In my case, if I know I'm going to die, if I know I'm going to be punished tomorrow, because Christopher, he is going to die, but not for his sin. Modern worldly, we have so many death punishment, capital punishment, all over the world. But that's because we can also analyze Tangkhul. I'll not bring here. But Chilila death sentence YouTube what was their experience? They are also getting death punishment. But there is also another thing which we can criticize, but let's keep that aside. Because Christopher he is going to sacrifice his life. So in a way, Jesus Christ as a human, he must be experiencing extreme exhaustion. Desolation, anguish, tortured, abandonness. He experience has harada energy majude. Tuivangin ahi mikumo saida ahi amang makhangro thumada he asks his disciple, that is very human aspect of God. Because he was 100% human. Like Jesus Christ as a human, Jesus Christ as a human, as a human, Jesus Christ as a human, what does he do for the humans? Yeah, right from all the gospel, yeah. Jesus Christ, he is very willing to engage with anybody and with everybody. Awivang mathak makha khaide haba Jesus Christ he mathak kanana paisa pai kanana lairi phaye phate, he don't discriminate. Yeah, he speak to everyone, he listen to everyone. Yeah, like a kacham na wishim rapai, kashang na wishim rapai. He goes there and he eats along with them. It's very significant. Look at our context today. For some of us, we don't even want to go and associate with someone who is poor, or even kacham na na associate sa or kacham na na pasang we don't want to do that. Most of us, yeah. Jesus Christ Jesus Christ as a human, he society we me katong kari engage sa yang. Especially Jesus Christ it's for everybody, but then in our society we have certain section whose voice are not heard. Yeah, ito society if you are not financially independent, if you are not well educated, you don't have a voice. You don't get that. You don't get the opportunity to express your voice. That is how our society. Yeah? So Jesus Christ, he is concerned for all humanity, but he was also very much concerned about the poor. Kakaza, like suppressed society voice maklevang ahi matui jira. That is one of the reasons. So many examples Bible is ang ari 10 leprosy being here kagaza leprosy being here city limang pambay me, they have to stay in the outskirt laga outskirt they are already oppressed subjugate they should not engage with the common people in the city kajisu Christian na athumji from the periphery yang matay de laiba from the outskirt way na hilsa laga he send them back so that they can centrally from periphery to center kuivami jira like the woman caught in adultery yang chiwi lila Jesus Christ na sinau adultery caught kasa alila uplift sami like ali judge kasa bingila an condemn sa like jithada he always speak for people at the people who are subjugated and who don't have a voice. Yeah, chiwangina Jesus Christ Jesus Christ. Of course, the preacher will say, katihi itunava Jesus Christ katihi Jesus Christ mi pa anaida jiwang kathimini mejira Jesus Christ katihi ana kamashung kasa yang kamashung kasa kamashung kamadui atamli it became a threat. Yeah. Political leaders being, religious leaders being, social leaders being, Jesus Christ na kamushung kasa oji atumibangwa, it becomes a threat. The threat side he needs to be discarded, he needs to be removed. Yang ji hangai. Jina ari Jesus Christ he theory kachi he our disciple being na. Our disciple being here, our immediate followers nejidra ka atum being nala he believe masam nejidra but they cannot believe it. One example is Peter. Yeah, Peter na Jesus Christ na I'm going to experience this pain and suffering. Cause Peter na I will protect you in a very secure sari tahang because they don't know the gravity of this suffering. Jesus Christ suffers hari kachiji even his own ali kamashi ali follow kasabing expect masa samne jiraya jiwangina Jesus Christ Gethsemane kito arrest kasatamli in a way Jesus Christ we followers being atumibang way it's a very humiliating experience akara sai jida very embarrassing experience akala because they are following that leader they left behind everything like Jesus Christ follows her that leader is going to be crucified you followed him you followed his ideology but that person is going to be crucified now so our followers binji it was kind of very embarrassing moment very humiliating experiences hasai jaina Paul na hangching de la we should not be ashamed of the gospel kachiji maybe he is speak from out of this context yeah jaina achi with this passage it nakhilan sa pai krijiga itum Tangkhul Bangalore church we congregation ba I don't know and I'm sure Bangalore we church with congregation being I don't understand the congregation yang kali ot sakra or katamna chungmei ot kasana chungmei or ki sakre gaji I don't have the interaction. I come from a very small church, so I know in and out issue with church member, but it's a very big congregation. So, but I believe in a congregation being mathai sarla, and I'm sure that it will be a child. Immature ne, depression malay emotional trauma, anxiety malay ne I'm sure it must be there among us. Yeah, that's in a test sange. Ari it may context yang agony. She could mostly it with society liver now. We experience this because of loss. Shimkur likati gaza kashok atam yang laka shimkur or na personally pasa sickness khalay or no immediate regret like high like no or the rejection failures all this thing here it adds up and then it also itumli ukanang sake maybe not to the level of Jesus Christ or could be more I cannot say with all this we have bitter experience in life. With all this bitter experience in life, itumla we also experience a deep shikafu experience hai the ichi sitsange. Jina, especially since we are all from Manipur, Ari Manipur we issue here sangai we cannot remain ignorant also. Here Manipur situation hili shim kya ka chuitai ra yang avu ava naongara kya ka thiaira. And then even to the point, sinaw kani rin nika ina peradinga sayang very bitter experience. Ito Manipuri bitter experience for the last year May na until today. Manipur as a state is experiencing a bitter state of agony. Yang the hangaye. So our church as a Christian, we have lots of responsibility. We have lots of responsibility. China. It is impossible itum agony malaymer, fear malaymer, anxiety malaymer kichi impossible ne. Jesus Christ himself he was experiencing it. Sometimes when we don't get a human support, I want to remind from this text that God is always there to comfort us. Rava is always there to comfort us in our deep loneliness. Mean from human, if we don't get that encouragement, there is God who will give us that hope and itumri hope committee lay the hangaye. Ari itumri society hili poor, rich, yeah, kashang now we gap here. It's really big. It's really big and it's gonna be big. Kiwangkri jiga itumri structure here shwayai it's all jumbled up. For example, in the example aka hangaye, ari kacham now shumkur aka here. Basic education malay ne jidra, employment na malay ne jidra, yang proper nutritious food zakvai na malay ne, future la scope malay ne, yang so it's all tangled up. It's very difficult to come out from that circle. So those who are undergoing pain, struggle, they will continue to go on for so long. So what I feel is itumi pain, itumi agony here. It's mikomo na kashime da hangai jira. Manipur experience why Manipur experience vivang na mi kya kachoti kyuvang ihila politics yang itum we kayon mikomo na kashime jira. That's mikomo na shemai da we are also experiencing it yang. China in a hangai baba kakopli in Hong in what I want to say is all this pain that we're experiencing somehow or one way or the other, it is all human construct. Mikomo na kashem. Because society is a structured society, we have so many social expectations. Yeah, hina motipay, hina mamtipay, hina sapay ne. The rich and poor, so many gaps. Society is so corrupted. Out of that corruptedness comes our bitterness, bitter experience. Yeah, as a church and as a Christian, I'm sure it may we are extending so much help. And the church has so many mission activities. In the end, as a church, as a Christian, it to me charitable works. Charitable works. Charitable works is a very noble work. But what I want to address is me kachoji kiwivangda. Just find out the reason. Suppose me church makaramane kiwang makakare. That type of question, not judging on the person per se, or ahi hili masharamane. Instead of judging, why yang maram lei mrawe de ina chi sit sange chi na as a Christian we need to listen and also we need to acknowledge the pain of each other da chi hanglaka tanghau ge jingre na na khami wang thum sai ko live ran so mirna